What if you could play any song on Spotify, Apple Music, or YouTube? Well, in today's video, I am going to figure out if that is even possible. What did we do wrong? So let's just get rid of the app.
I don't want to throw my iPad.
I thought about it and I decided, nah, let's not. So in order to make it play anything we want, right, it is just one of the coolest sets ever. But what I'm thinking is we're going to be using our NXT, right? And a couple simple things to see if this works. We're gonna be using that and some wires and power functions motor and a couple other things. So our goal is, this is a sound brick, and what the sound brick does is it can hear a sound and cause an action. So I'm thinking, hey, if we put this speaker on the piano, hide this in here somewhere, anytime it hears a song from your iPhone that's loud enough, if you put it in a certain place, it will play a song. So that's kind of what I'm thinking we're gonna do, but let's just see if this works. First of all, there's not a lot of space. Very hard to cram stuff in here. I mean, look at that. There's not a, if you take this out, there's not a ton of room in there. So that's one huge problem we have. Like this won't even, it doesn't even begin to fit in there. So we gotta figure out how to do that. So we've got a lot of redesigning to do on this piano. Well, there's no going back now. I already broke it. Good thing we have the instructions, but hey, we're gonna... First, I'm gonna start by removing the door, or the... I'm gonna go ahead and take off the legs. And last, I'm gonna remove the foot pedal. I'm gonna take off. Next, I'm going to remove this part of the piano. We've got to get all the stuff out here so we have a big deal and we're able to work with the stuff. So this part of your piano should just come off. Oh, I'm trying to keep the most pieces together I can, so I don't have, but this whole thing should just come off. All right, here we go. So now we're in the guts of the piano, and this looks very, very complicated. You can kind of see that this stuff all happens. So we've got to replace this motor right here and this brick right here. So what we're going to do to figure it out, first let me give you the science of how it works. This right here is a sensor, and when this thing moves up and down, it causes the motor to move and to hit the keys. So when I hit a key, it causes this sensor to go. And so in the app, I'm able to... When it's playing on its own, the sensor is telling the motor to run. So first we're going to start by removing all the electronics in this. This is going to be crazy. And see if this gear will not pop out on me. No, it did. On this piece, there's a little gear that goes inside of it, like right back here. And it fell all the way down here in the shaft. Oh, there it is. Now we've run into a major problem. How are we going to get this gear back in here without it falling? That is the question of the hour. I'm going to try to use some tweezers to get it in there, because there's some sharp tweezers, I think. So right now we've got to test and make sure that this can roll the piano. So with this motor, I'm going to be testing a couple things. First, I'm going to try to put this back in, and I have to pull this up. This keeps it in place. Okay. All right, now we can plug this motor in right here, and I hooked up a battery just to test it first. And you can kind of see with the keys open there, it's turning, it's moving pretty fast. All right, so we know that works. So now we've got to get this to work next. So our next problem, which is very hard, is how are we going to get this to connect to this? Fortunately, I have stuff for that. I've got two cords that I've found on eBay that I should be able to theoretically hook all this together. But we have to test it first and see. Don't worry, here is my MacBook, my NXT cable. and I'm going to turn it on. By the way, if you want to learn how to use your NXT in 2026 with a MacBook Pro, I have linked that video in the pinned comment. It is the most crazy Lego hack of 2026. And boom, just like that, we're gonna download. Oh my gosh! Okay, so I'm gonna bring down the settings a little bit here and download this program again and run it. So now it runs a little bit slower, which is definitely what we want for this. So freaking cool. Now let's bring us to our next challenge, which is how can we get it to hear music and then start playing, and when the music stops, stop playing. But you know, we push the limits of Lego inventing here, so let's get to it by using this sound brick. And I forgot how to use this, so I'm gonna go look up some YouTube videos really quick and figure out how to use this, and I'll be back in just a minute.
2,000 years later.
Alright, so I think I figured out how to use this. This is going to be the sound sensor, and so what we're going to be doing with that is I think it needs to plug into number 1. Oh, wait a minute! Hang on a minute. What did we do wrong? I think I know, guys. Hold up. So you see how I was kind of... This is actually really cool. This is fascinating. I think it's ready for a test. Let's see.
Everything is awesome. Everything is going for the team. Everything is awesome.
It's still moving! That was pretty cool though. It got pretty loud. Let me see. Alright, after a whole bunch of research, YouTube videos, and some playing around with AI and all that, I think I figured it out. Using this simple code we made, I have set this to when it hears a loud frequency to play, and when it hears a soft frequency to stop. And let me show you what I mean. Da 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 la la. That is so cool. All right, so now that we've got that working, I will name this project Piano and then I will save it. All right, so the next part of the challenge is figuring out how to put it into the thing, and I have some ideas, but it's going to take a while. Pro tip when you're building, guys, I try to keep all my parts, all the sections together, that way I can put this back later. So now we've taken that out, I will place my NXT brick inside the piano like this. And this is going to have to go out, and I'll show you why in a minute. But let's see if we're able to fit this back on without... I think I know what we need. I think if I take this piece out and put in a replacement, I think we'll have enough space through here. Let's try it. Ah, one piece gone. So where are we gonna put this sound pedal? That is the question, is where are we gonna put this thing? So what I was thinking is, pet peeve, I gotta make sure this all fits back together like how it was supposed to. Alright, and there is the piano, the really good looking piano. Now for the final test, does this actually work? That is so crazy. I had my doubts. I was in the middle of this project. I was like, oh, I do not know if this is gonna work. But it did. You can play any song from your iPhone with the Lego piano. No more limitations to the app. That is how you do it right there, folks. This is what Lego should have been from the start. It was super easy. If you thought that was cool, here's how to make a song with only Lego bricks.